Hey everybody, I'm actually doing videos on Astroneer now because it's a pretty cool game. This first thing though is I'm gonna show you a little tutorial. I'm in creative mode right now. I'm gonna show you a tutorial on how to build a dynamite factory. And I won't actually be building it, but I'll show you mine. It's a fairly small setup. And you have to do it on a planet that can produce sulfur. So if you look at the Astropedia, if you look at planets, you can see this one makes sulfur. And this one makes sulfur. So Aatrox and Calidor, you have to do it on one of those. Calidor has an average atmosphere and Aatrox has a choked atmosphere, so you will get sulfur faster. It will be produced faster on Calidor than on Aatrox, but you can make it on both. That's why I built it on Calidor, because it has an average atmosphere, while the other one has a choked atmosphere. So, yeah. So obviously, you cannot actually make dynamite through automation. So the closest you can get, though, is making a bunch of explosive powder. And then you can pick up explosive powder. I'm gonna pick up 4. And from your backpack, you can make dynamite. Where is it? I've got dynamite using 1 explosive powder. So this is the closest you can get. Take your explosive powder and turn it into dynamite. I'm going to blow it up over here. I'm in creative mode and I'm invincible. I'm just gonna blow it up to show. What it does. So that's pretty cool. So this simple setup will get you explosive powder. Mine went pretty fast. I only set it up a little while ago. But that's obviously because I have infinite of the organic material. Because I used a plinth to infinitely spawn it, because it's creative mode. So when I get to that part, I'll show you. And I'll tell you the different ways you can get the that material. Yeah, get rid of these. So obviously you don't have to have the same exact setup as mine, but like not the same. You don't have to have the same layout, but you need the same setup. Or I guess you can do a bunch of different things. But I'm just a guy doing the tutorial. What do I know? So here we go, and you're gonna want to build these things. And I did just realize something happened. Actually, hold on. Something happened. I don't know what happened. For some reason, this lost its... Okay. Odd. This lost its power. Come on. There we go. But now everything should work again, because now there should be stuff in here for it to use. There it goes. That makes sense. Okay, I don't know how that happened. Sorry. Anyways, you're gonna want atmospheric condensers. You can put as many as you want. The more you do, I guess, the more there is. But the more you do, it won't actually really do anything unless you have a lot of chemistry labs. I only have one chemistry lab, which means I would be just fine with only one of these atmospheric condensers. But I put 2 in there to make it go faster, because obviously, at this point, since this sulfur thing is full, by the time it runs out, these 2 will be completely full. So that when this guy takes from here and puts it in there, it'll be replaced by one of these 2, and then theirs that they replace by is going to be full. So if you only have one chemistry lab, you only need one atmospheric condenser. If you want to make it go a lot faster and you want to have a bunch more like storages and do a lot of chemistry labs, then do more. But if you're only going to use one chemistry lab, only use one of these. I use 2 of them because I'm in creative mode and I can. I didn't think it would be like this fast. I would suggest using solar power as your main energy when using this planet, as it is very sunny. So if you look, planets, you can see we have, so if you look here, it says sun high. On this planet, it says sun very high. I think it's the only planet that has it very high. Yeah, so it's the sunniest planet. It has low wind, though, so the best way of using power here is solar power. If you use the solar array, it does make more than the RTGs. So I would suggest using, if you can't do solar arrays, then solar power in general is good, because it'll make a lot. And you will only need to connect one cable into everything. And I even have RTGs powering these things, and they're only arms, so I don't need anything else. Okay. Anyways, actually time for the tutorial now. Sorry about that. So we've got your condensers and stuff. Set up your auto arms, one for each atmospheric condenser you have. I would suggest putting in a sulfur as a filter, just in case, like depending on where you're building it, if there's anything else it could pick up, so that it only picks up the sulfur. And this kind of changes. If you're only doing one, then you only need one platform that your arm picking up the sulfur and putting it down, and the other one that puts it into the lab that they can both access. Since I have 2 here, you'll see their blue circles both overlap it, so they can both do that. So you can power those and stuff. I won't talk about the power anymore, so because you can just power them however you want based on your layout. Obviously it's going to be different depending on where you're building and how many things you have. There's a lot of things that can change it. But just, if you need to set up multiple platforms that all of your arms can access, then that's fine, as long as eventually you can get one arm that can access all of it to put it in the labs, or more for each lab. It's kind of, there's a lot of variables with it, like I said. And so you're going to want to have an arm that takes the sulfur with a sulfur filter and puts it in the lab. You want the lab to be set to explosive powder, obviously. So that'll be there. And then I suggest building from here out to there so that you actually have enough room to put stuff down. So I would suggest putting an arm here first on where it would be able to deposit carbon. Then you can put a canister. Then that connects to its green zone. And then have another arm with its blue zone at the canister and a green zone at a smelting furnace. And then also connect to that smelting furnace, you want another arm that its blue zone is at the smelting furnace, so that whenever it'll put the carbon down whenever, or the organic, whenever one of those runs out. So if you look at it now, when that carbon runs, or the organic, when that runs out, he will put one down, and the other arm will take the carbon. And then just have this guy connected to wherever you're getting your organic from. I have an infinite plinth here that I'm using, just so it can get infinite of it. But however you want to do that. So if you want to have like a canister or something where you put your organic or something, or if you want to have like a soil centrifuge with to make it out of soil, whatever you want, just as long as wherever the organic is from, this arm takes it, puts it in the furnace. And then this arm takes the carbon and puts it in the canister, with this arm taking it from the canister into the lab. And then make sure all your things are set on the loop mode. So the atmospheric condensers, you see this little loop symbol right here. Make sure it's white and not black, because then it'll keep going. So make sure all your atmospheric condensers are on loop mode. And most importantly, make sure all of your labs are on loop mode. Because if they aren't, then it'll only make one explosive powder, and then you'll have to start it again. Which, if I'm not doing that, but if you want to make like a really big thing for it, like a really big farm, and you want a lot of it being produced, then make sure they're on loop mode. And make sure your canisters have the output enabled so that it's there. Because otherwise, I'm not sure, but I don't think auto arms can take stuff from canisters if the output is disabled. So make sure that you turn the output on. And then have an arm taking from your chemistry lab, one for each chemistry lab you have, and putting it just somewhere, wherever you want your explosive powder to be. So that's as close as you can get to having a dynamite factory. Because dynamite, you only need one explosive powder to make. And you can make it right from your backpack. Now I'll do some demonstration of it. And I'm going to do a thing that a lot of people do, which is I'm going to blow up DeSolo. I'm not going to blow up the whole thing. I'm just going to use as many dynamite as I can. Basically what I'm saying is I'm going to get as much dynamite as I can, which means filling up all of this with storage stuff. So that means I think the largest amount I'd be able to do is to get a where is it? The large storage. And then put 2 of these on, so that'll double the amount of storage, and I think this is the most I'll be able to have. So I'll be able to have a dynamite on each of those, so that'll be 4, 8, that'll be 16 dynamite. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna cut the video, and then we'll head over to DeSolo with a button to do some explosive stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna cut the video, and I'll see you in a little bit. Alright. So I've got this all packed up with dynamite. And I just realized I can also fill up my inventory with dynamite too. So I'm actually gonna do that. So actually, yeah, be right back again. I'm gonna fill up my inventory. I'm gonna get a button and then fill the rest up with more dynamite. So yeah, well, I'll see you in a sec. Alright, everything's packed up. The whole ship's got dynamite. My inventory's got the button, and then everything else has dynamite. So, although this was a tutorial for that factory, I'm still gonna show the effects. So where is that place? So it's over here. There it is, DeSolo. The place that people blow up all the time. And I'm not gonna do a full, like, blowing up thing where people, like, get enough dynamite with many trips to just destroy, like, the whole thing. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just going to use all the dynamite that I do have. So I'm just gonna see where would be a good place. I mean, I guess, like, I'm gonna move the ship and just put it all just in here. Just in this little pocket hole thing. So first, let's take all the dynamite from in here and toss it down there. I'm sure this won't be that much of an explosion if there's not going to be that much dynamite in there, but I'm sure it'll work. So let's just put everything in here, and then it'll be explosion time in a minute here. Once I'm able to get all this stuff out. Okay, that is the last of it. Now I've got the button. But quickly, I would like to make sure that these two are over here as well. And everything, yep, is over here, so these should all go off. And I don't know the limit to how far away I can activate this. Because since it's there, I was hoping I could do it from, like, over here. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. Let's see. So I can use the button. So if I create a target pin, it can only go this far. Unless, wait, what was that create segment thing? Ow. Perfect. So this is gonna blow up all of this. Just to be sure, I'm going to move this stuff over here, and then these 3. So that's everything clumped together. That's gonna blow up all of it. And I'm going to take the drone to watch it. So I'm gonna keep it like this. We're gonna hold the drone position. I'm gonna hover over it. And I'm gonna press Y to switch to it. So I'm gonna move a little bit closer. Go like this. And I think I'm ready. So here we go, everybody. And look at that hole. Of course, the dynamite can be useful if you need to do a lot of, like, mining and stuff. But I was just doing it just for fun, because obviously this is creative. So that's cool. So now I'm just gonna take my rocket, dump it down here, and then and then launch it. And there it goes. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on making a dynamite factory in Astroneer. So yeah, I will be back with another factory tutorial, or at least something like that. Some kind of tutorial thing sometime soon. Whether it's going to be also today or another time. Like tomorrow or something, I don't know. But anyway, that's my video. Sorry for it being 22 minutes. 23 minutes. Okay, anyways, yeah. So, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Bye everybody, and I will see you next time. I said bye everybody, and I'll see you in my next video.